I want you to imagine something. But first I want you to know that if this experience ever becomes too intense, you will instantly return to your normal mental state. Now, I want you to imagine that you are standing in the middle of a large grassy field on a pleasantly warm and sunny day. Feel the grass brush against your feet if you aren't wearing shoes and socks, or feel the firmness of the ground if you are. It really doesn't matter, you can be wearing whatever you want. As you imagine yourself in this place, see how the grass is blown by one of the many gentle breezes that relaxes you. Next, imagine a person in front of you. How they look and sound is completely up to you. We are going to refer to this person as your trainer. We will be moving on from imagining them shortly, but they will continue to develop over time even if you haven't finished forming them in your mind. Now, hear your trainer tell you to stand on all fours. You ask them why and they say that it is because this is obedience training and you aren't a very obedient dog. You look at them confused but get down on all fours, standing on your hands and knees. You aren't sure why they called you a dog, but the tone of their voice made it clear that they didn't mean it as an insult, so you decide to play along with your trainer, figuring obeying them couldn't hurt. As you look up at them, they say "good boy" excitedly and with a big grin on their face. You find it weird that they are doing this. After all, you are a human and not a dog, so why are they calling you a good boy? Regardless of their reason, you find that their happiness and excitement are contagious, making you smile as you stare up at them happily. They then tell you that they are going to have you sit in a specific way as they walk to your side. They then tell you to keep your arms in place as they gently but firmly push down on your back, forcing you to kneel while you lean forwards on your arms as they stick straight up. They tell you that you should get into this position when they tell you to sit. They then ask you if you understand and you confirm your understanding. They then tell you to stand on all fours and you do so, still not understanding why they would do this with a human but continuing to play along, finding that you slightly hope that they will call you a good boy again and show you the joyous expression on their face. Your hopes are met when you get on all fours again and they call you a good boy. They even look slightly proud of your obedience. They then tell you to sit and you move into that position, finding that you are actually enjoying this a little bit as they have that joyous look on their face and call you a good boy, causing you to feel happy as well. You're a bit surprised by how happy they can make you feel by calling you a good boy with a happy expression on their face, but decide to keep on obeying them for now. After all, it's not like anything bad is happening. You know that they are just giving you a little reward for obeying them and that you could stand up on two legs and walk away whenever you want. Thoughts like this are what keep you docile as you obey your trainer, eager to follow their every command. They tell you to sit and you sit in the position that they guided you to, not even thinking about the fact that it is the sitting position of a dog as your obedience grows when they call you a good boy. They tell you to stand and you stand on all fours. They call you a good boy and you are filled with joy and become more obedient. They tell you to sit and you sit like a dog. They call you a good boy and you are filled with joy and become more obedient. Stand. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. You're shocked by how much you are enjoying this. You don't care that you are being treated like a dog, you just want to obey them and receive their praise. They then tell you to lay down, and you pause briefly, not sure what to do in response to this new command. You ask them what to do and they tell you that you are a smart dog and can figure it out on your own. You can tell that they are encouraging you despite the fact that they called you a dog again. After a little while it hits you, you're being treated like a dog, and you are acting like a dog, so you should lay down like a dog does when commanded to lay down. You feel a bit embarrassed but quickly lay on your side. They tell you how good of a boy you are and how you're such a smart dog. You can't help but have a massive grin on your face as you hear this, not even caring that they called you a dog again. Then they tell you that you're such a smart dog that they are going to teach you 2 more tricks and then give you a special reward. As they call you a dog again, you conclude that it makes sense for them to do so. After all, you act like a dog, so they treat you like a dog. Simple logic. In fact, you realize that it would be less accurate for them to call you a human right now. Sure, you could stand on 2 legs and walk away, but where's the fun in that? Acting like a dog feels so good that you want to stay like this for as long as you can. Anyways, there is no way you're leaving until you get that special reward, and you wouldn't dare to disappoint your trainer by leaving without their permission. That's something that bad dogs do, and you are a good dog. They tell you to roll over and you do so almost instantly, the phrase "good boy" echoing in your mind and wiping away all thoughts that aren't somehow related to your trainer or obeying them. You can tell how immensely proud they are of you by the tone of their voice, and you feel pride knowing that you are such an obedient dog, human. You briefly wonder if it is bad that you thought of yourself as a dog, but the thought leaves your mind as quickly as it came as you refocus your attention on your trainer, eager to obey them and get that special reward. They then say belly up and you look at them confused, not being familiar with this command. You ask your trainer what they want you to do and they encourage you to figure it out on your own. You think and think, but you can't figure out what they mean. After a while they seem disappointed in you and start walking over to your side. Seeing them being disappointed in you makes you feel awful. You can't remember feeling anything worse than this as you start to cry quietly. They tell you that while they are disappointed in you, there is no need to feel this bad. They gently brush their hands along your body like one does through the fur of a dog, and you find their slow stroking soothing and calming. You don't feel good, but you don't feel bad either. They continue their slow and gentle stroking as they say things to comfort you. It takes a while, but you finally feel good again. Although you know that you will never feel that bad again, you are determined to try your best never to disobey or disappoint them again, no matter how hard their commands and requirements are to fulfill, and you will do your best to improve if you fail to obey or satisfy them. Once they can tell that you are feeling better, they firmly but gently grab the wrist and ankle on one side of your body. They then pull you by them so that you are on your back. After that they tell you not to move your arms or legs as they move each once so that they stick straight up. They then tell you that you are only allowed to move your legs and arms forwards and backwards and not left or right when you are commanded into this position. They then tell you to roll over as you instantly obey them, your happiness and pride returning as they call you a good boy. They then say the command belly up and you do so in an instant. You find that you have no trouble keeping your arms and legs horizontally aligned and even try to move one of them to the side a bit experimentally, finding that you can't. This makes you extremely happy and proud because it means that you are so obedient and loyal to them that it is impossible for you to intentionally disobey them. You watch them call you a good boy from your upside-down perspective as they walk over to you. They ask you if you're ready for the special reward and you say yes excitedly. They then ask if you're sure and you say yes even more excitedly. They continue to ask if you're sure for what feels like ages but is only 20 seconds, your joy growing with your excitement. After what feels like the longest 20 seconds of your life, they finally say alright and start rubbing your belly with strength and speed, causing the most euphoric feeling. You've never felt so good in your entire life, the feeling of your belly being rubbed overwhelming your mind and making you twitch involuntarily. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this special reward was worth everything that you had to go through to get it, especially because you enjoyed all of the things that you had to do. As your trainer continues to rub your belly, you hear them say something about not being able to walk on 2 legs, but the thought and memory of it are obliterated the instant they form in your mind by this belly rub euphoria. After a little while they stop and give you some space to compose yourself. You find that despite how good it was, you only have a moderately strong desire to have your belly rubbed again. As you compose yourself mentally, you try to stand up on 2 legs and find that you cannot. In a panic you tell this to your trainer and they calmly point out that no dogs can walk on 2 legs, so it is no surprise that you can't. This seems odd to you at first. You know you are a human, but you act and are treated just like a dog. You even feel euphoric when your belly is rubbed, so you must be a dog, but you know that you are a human. Then it occurs to you that dogs can't speak but humans can, so you must be a human. But then you remember the reasons that you must be a dog, then remembering the reason that you think you are a human, then remembering the reasons that you must be a dog again. This mental loop continues until you eventually decide that while you are probably a dog, there is a small chance that you are a human. This decision makes you happy, so you know you must be on the right track to figuring out if you are a dog or a human. However, your thoughts are interrupted and forgotten as your trainer commands you to come to them, causing you to start obediently walking to them on all fours. As you do this, your memories change so that you have walked on all fours in all of them. These new memories make a lot more sense to you than your old ones do. After all, you are probably a dog, so why would a dog have memories of walking on two legs? That is something that humans do. You decide that you must have just been remembering things wrong when you thought that you had walked on two legs and forget that your memories ever contained anything but you walking on all fours. When you arrive at your trainer, they tell you how you're such a good and smart dog, and how proud they are of you for understanding their command without them having to explain it to you. They then tell you to sit, and you do so like the good dog that you almost certainly are. They then wrap their arms around you and start to slowly and gently stroke your fur. Wait, you think. Do I have skin or fur? I'm probably a dog, so I probably have fur, but it looks like I have skin. Yet, I can somehow feel my trainer stroking fur. Is my sense of touch messed up? No, that can't be it. Then it hits you, your fur is invisible. You can't believe that you didn't realize it sooner. Your sense of touch is actually messed up so that it feels like you have fur, but you never consider this again because you are 100% sure that it is just invisible. As they pet you, they tell you things like how you're such a smart boy and a good dog, as well as things that are obvious to you, like the fact that you can't walk on two legs because you're a dog and not a human, and the fact that you can only make dog noises like barking and growling because again, you are a dog and not a human. As this happens, your memories change to match your new reality. You remember people stroking and scratching your fur and rubbing your belly and ears. You remember how you have always eaten and drank from a bowl because you are a pet dog and not a human. You remember sleeping on that extremely comfortable dog bed that you love so much. You remember doing tricks and feeling the happiness that all good dogs feel when they obey their superiors. You remember your whole life as a dog and none of it as a human. And most importantly of all, you remember that your trainer is also your owner. As you sit and pant happily in their embrace, you feel those feelings towards your owner that you have felt ever since they let you become a part of their pack, especially those of loyalty, obedience, and pure, strong, platonic love. They are your trainer, your owner, and most importantly of all, your alpha. Your alpha's presence makes you feel so safe and happy. As long as they are calm and relaxed, it is impossible for you to not be while you are in their presence. The very sight of them is enough to make you even more content than the usual state of never-ending contentment that dogs like you live in. After what feels like several long and wonderful days but was actually just a few minutes, they let go of you and move away from you. They then say some more commands that you have known since they trained you on the day you were blessed with the chance to join your alpha's pack, in the process losing any memories and human parts of your mind that have not yet become that of a human dog's, as you stop thinking in words and start thinking in the concepts that words are normally used to express. Your alpha tells you to speak and you bark. Your alpha tells you to heel and you walk beside them as they move through the grassy field. Your alpha tells you to stay and you stay in place as they move away despite how desperately you want to join them. Your alpha tells you to move and you run on all fours to them as fast as you can, so very happy and excited to be allowed to be near them again. Your alpha tells you to sing and you continuously howl for a little while. By now your mind is fully that of a dog both in thoughts and memories, but that doesn't mean that the fun is over. Your alpha picks up a tennis ball that you hadn't noticed. They then throw it really far away and you instinctively chase after it, thrilled to be playing your favorite game with your alpha. You rush off after it as fast as you can on all fours, picking the ball up in your mouth, and then running back to your alpha and dropping the ball at their feet, sitting patiently and panting as you wait for them to throw it again. They tell you how you're such a good dog and scratch your head fur, making you so happy. They then throw the ball again and you're off once more. This cycle repeats over and over again for what feels like hours, days, years, or maybe just a few seconds. You don't know. Dogs don't keep track of time, they just live moment to moment. After you're all tired out from chasing the ball at least 50 times, they tell you to heel, so you follow your alpha on the long walk across the field to their home. They move the wooden thing that allows you to enter it and go inside with you following right behind them. You go to your food and water bowls and eat the delicious food that you have eaten every day of your life. Your alpha says the words dry cereal a lot when filling your food bowl, so you think that it is what it is. Regardless of its name, you find it absolutely delicious every time that you have it. You didn't realize how hungry and thirsty you were, so you quickly eat your food and lap up your water from your water bowl. With your hunger and thirst satisfied, you realize just how tired you are from all of your playing with your alpha, so you walk over to your dog bed on all fours like you always have, not that you know that it is called a dog bed, and then lay down curled up in it. You start to quickly fall asleep and are just about to reach that state when your alpha enters the room holding something. You try your best to focus on them, but it is hard because of how close to sleep you are. They quietly walk over to you and gently lift your head up. They then wrap something around your neck. If you were a human, you would call it a dog collar, but you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're a dog, so you don't call it anything. You hear a quiet click and then they do something with the strange thing that they have wrapped around your neck that makes it feel tighter. The tightness of your collar feels very comfortable and nice. You don't know what they have attached to your neck, but it feels right for it to be there, not even noticing the small dog tag attached to it. They then put your head back down and you look at the smiling face of your wonderful alpha, falling asleep in mere seconds, with them being the last thing you see before sleep quiets your canine mind. Now you have a choice. You can wake up in the real world with your mind still that of a dog, that of yourself as a human, or some mix of them, your mind becoming fully human again when you next fall asleep. You can wake up still within this imagined world and stay as your alpha's pet for as long as you want. You can fall asleep and eventually wake up as a human. Or you can stay in this trance if more suggestions come after this file ends. Regardless of what you choose, I want you to know that you are a very obedient and good dog.